Hello students, this is Ritvik Dubey, your computer teacher. In this video class, I will discuss about tokens in Java part 4, that is punctuators and separators. Okay, so in this video class, I will cover punctuators and separators, which are what? The part of tokens, or which are also called as tokens. Clear? Now what are punctuators? Punctuators are the punctuation signs used as special characters in Java. Some of the punctuators are question mark, semicolon, dot. Okay, semicolon is also called as terminating symbol. Okay, why? Because it is used at the end of the statement. Okay, in order to signify the end of a statement, we use semicolon. Okay, where do we use dot? While calling a method or accessing a member. Okay, we use dot operator. In that system dot out dot println, what do? We call the println method. Okay, so while calling the methods or while accessing the members, okay, we use dot operator. And question mark is used in case of ternary operator. I will explain in if else class. Okay, don't worry. So these are the punctuator in Java: question mark, semicolon, dot. Clear? Then what are separators? They are the special characters in Java which are used to separate the variables or the characters. Separators, they are the special characters in Java which are used to separate the variables or the characters. Now examples are comma, brackets, curly brackets, square brackets, etc. Okay. Now let me clear one thing. Say in some of the books, punctuators and separators are considered as same. Okay. But in some book, for example, your APC book, punctuators is different from separator. But in some books, punctuator is considered similar to separator. So punctuators and separators. Clear? Okay, na? So what are separators according to your APC book? They are the special characters in Java which are used to separate the variables or the characters. Comma, brackets, round brackets, curly brackets, square brackets, all these are separators. Clear? Okay. Now, let me show the punctuators and separators in a program, in a Java program. Okay, let me write a program for you and then I will ask you what are the separators and punctuators. Okay, now let me select this and delete this. See, public class, suppose demo. Okay, now let me write int x is equal to 10. Okay, int y is equal to 20, suppose, and let me define one method: public void display, display, public void display, and let me indent it. Okay, system dot out dot println, let me write system dot out dot println x. Okay, and then write system dot out dot println y. Okay, let me minimize the font. Now let me define a main method: public static void main capital string string array space args. Okay, clear? Now what I will do, I will call the display method. Okay, I will call the display method, but I cannot call it directly. Okay, I will get error. I will get error if I try to call it directly. Non-static method display cannot be referenced from a static context. So we will have to create the object of which class? Demo class. Demo d obj is equal to new demo. Okay, and let me call the display method upon dobj object, dobj dot. Okay, now in this program, tell me what are the separators. See, curly bracket start, curly bracket end. So what is the function of this separator or punctuator, you can say? What is the function of this separator or punctuator? The function of curly bracket is to specify a block. Okay, for example, this is starting curly bracket and closing curly bracket signifies the block, this one. Okay, block of the class demo. Now this curly bracket, this is starting curly bracket and closing curly bracket signifies the block of the method display. This starting curly bracket and closing curly bracket signifies the block of main method. Yes or no? So this is the functionality of curly bracket. Now there is one more area where curly bracket is used in case of arrays. Okay, in case of arrays. Now, if you do not know about array, don't worry, I will make a separate video for arrays class. Okay, clear na? So we use curly brackets in two areas. The first area is to specify the block of class or the block of method. Clear? If there are compound statements. Now, sir, what is the meaning of compound statements? See, within the display method, if how many statements are there? There are two statements. If the number of statement is more than one, it is called as compound statement. Okay, if the number of statement is more than one, it is called as compound statement. So to enclose compound statement, we use curly bracket, and the other is in arrays we use curly bracket. Okay, now if I compile, no syntax error. Okay, now let me create an array. Okay, let me create an array. Suppose int array arr is equal to, within curly bracket, let me write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. If you do not know about array, it's okay. Okay, I will make a separate video for array class. Don't worry. But what is my target? Here my target is to show you where the punctuators and separators are used. Clear? Now this, you can see this semicolon. Okay, this semicolon is used to specify that this statement is ended here. Okay, this is the end of the statement. Which statement? This statement. Okay, here we use semicolon. We do not use semicolon after the class declaration statement, after the method declaration statement. But within the body of class, if there is any statement like method declaration statement or println statement or method calling statement, all these statements are ended up with semicolon. All these statements are ended up with a semicolon. Clear? Now you can see dot operator. What is the function of dot operator? To call the method. Okay, here the display method is being called by the use of dot operator. Here the println method is being called by the use of dot operator. What is dot? It is a punctuator. Okay, clear now? Now here you can see square bracket is used. Here you can see round bracket is used to specify that it is a method. Now there is one more area where round bracket is used. Suppose, for example, if I will write here int, suppose for example p is equal to 10 plus, suppose 10 into 2 plus 5. If I display p, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, suppose if I display p, what will be the output? See, in this expression, two operators are used. Okay, in this expression, how many operators are used? Two operators, into operator and plus operator. Which operator will get more priority? Into operator. So the answer will be 10 twos are 20 plus 5, 25. Okay, 10 twos are 20 plus 5, 25. You can see 25, we are getting 25. Sir, why we are getting 10 and 20? Because you have called the display method. You have called the display method, and in display method, you are displaying the value of x and y, and the value of x and y is 10 and 20. Okay, okay, let me comment this line. Let me not call the display method. Okay, now the output you will get is 10 twos are 20 plus 5, 25. Okay, 10 twos are 20 plus 5, 25. Clear na? So the output is 25. Output is 25. Clear? Okay. Now, if I use round bracket, here and enclose 2 plus 5 within the round bracket, now what will be the output? Now, into operator will not get the first chance. First of all, the chance will be given to plus. Why? Because of this round bracket. Okay, so first 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. 7 into 10 is equal to 70. 70 will be the output. Okay, 70 will be the output. You can see 70 will be the output. Okay, so these are the two areas where we use round bracket. Okay, while declaring a method. Okay, after the method name we use round bracket, and while calling the method we use round bracket, and within an expression, in order to increase the priority of those operators which get less priority, we use what? Round bracket. Clear? So in this program, what are the separators and punctuators? Curly bracket, semicolon, dot operator. Okay, clear na? Comma, you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are separated by comma. If you have to declare multiple variables, then you can declare in a single line. For example, let me show you int a comma b comma c comma d comma e. Yes. Okay, let me remove these two lines. let me remove. Now let me compile. No syntax error. Okay, so you can declare multiple variables in a single line. You can declare multiple variables in a single line. Clear na? So what is my target? My target is just to show you the punctuators and separators in the program, nothing else. Clear? I hope the thing is clear. Okay. Now let us discuss about assignment. Let us discuss about assignment or initialization The term assignment or initialization refers to storing a value in a variable. है ना? अगर हमारे पास एक वैल्यू है और उस वैल्यू को हम वेरिएबल में स्टोर करना चाहते हैं तो हम लोग उस प्रोसेस को क्या कहा जाएगा जिसमें कि एक वैल्यू एक वेरिएबल में स्टोर किया जाता है, उस प्रोसेस को बच्चों असाइनमेंट या फिर इनिशियलाइजेशन कहा जाता है. क्या कहा जाता है? असाइनमेंट या फिर इनिशियलाइजेशन. एग्जांपल, int x is equal to 45. Okay, here the value 45 is getting stored in the variable x. Why? Because of is equal to sign. Okay, clear na? Not is equal to is also called as the assignment operator. ठीक है, is equal to को कभी कभी कुछ लोग असाइनमेंट ऑपरेटर भी कहते हैं. ठीक है, क्योंकि ये कौन सा ऑपरेशन कर रहा है? असाइनमेंट वाला ऑपरेशन कर रहा है. 45 x के अंदर स्टोर हो पा रहा है किस वजह से? किसके वजह से? इज इक्वल टू के वजह से. क्लियर? ओके, सो व्हाट इज दिस? int x is the variable declaration. And what is this x is equal to 45? This is variable assignment or variable initialization. Clear? Now initialization is of two types. Okay, initialization भी दो प्रकार का होता है. एक static initialization and the other one is dynamic initialization. Now let me clear here static initialization has nothing to do with the static keyword. यहां पर static initialization जो मैंने लिखा है इसका static keyword के साथ कुछ भी लेना देना नहीं है. Okay, this is just the name of a process, static initialization and dynamic initialization. So initialization is of two types, static initialization and dynamic initialization. Let me give you the example. See, if you have a value, suppose 25, and if you are storing 25 directly in a variable x, then this type of initialization is called as static initialization. तो static initialization वो initialization है जहां पर डायरेक्टली एक वैल्यू को आप एक वेरिएबल में स्टोर करा रहे हो. ठीक है, और डबल y इज इक्वल टू 45.8 d. यहां पर 45.8 डायरेक्टली आप y में स्टोर करा रहे हो. तो किस प्रकार का इनिशियलाइजेशन ये कहलाएगा? स्टैटिक इनिशियलाइजेशन. क्यों? क्योंकि आप वैल्यू को डायरेक्टली वेरिएबल में स्टोर करवा रहे हो. और डायनामिक इनिशियलाइजेशन यू कैन सी a प्लस b. पहले यहां पर एडिशन ऑपरेशन होगा, जो रिजल्ट आएगा वो रिजल्ट बाद में जाकर के x में स्टोर होगा. यहां पर सेकंड लाइन में देखो, पहले प्रिंसिपल रेट और टाइम मल्टीप्लाई होंगे, फिर वो जो वैल्यू आएगा वो 100 से डिवाइड होगा, फिर जो फाइनल रिजल्ट आएगा वो जाकर के एसआई में स्टोर होगा बाद में जब ये ऑपरेशन पूरा हो जाएगा. दिस टाइप ऑफ इनिशियलाइजेशन इज कॉल्ड एज डायनामिक इनिशियलाइजेशन. Okay, where the initialization is not done directly. First of all, the calculation is being done and then the result is getting initialized to a variable. So this type of initialization is called as dynamic initialization. Okay, so in this video class we have learned about separators, punctuators and assignment. Okay, and initialization. The two types of initialization is static initialization and dynamic initialization. Is this clear? So thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.